Hi everyone. Okay, in the Docker series today we are going to understand about Docker Compose. So first of all, okay, whatever we have done till now with Docker series, okay, we were running only one container. But in production, okay, you may require many container to run an application properly. So what is the purpose of Docker Compose? So whenever, okay, we need more than one container, okay, more than one container to run our application, then then we use the concept of Docker Compose. Okay, fine. Okay, so you need not have to install Docker Compose. Whenever you install Docker, it automatically gets installed into the system. So, for example, suppose let us take how do we need Docker Compose in practical life. Okay, I will explain you practically where it is required. Okay, we have one application. Okay, and this is application where we are running it. All right, suppose this is my application. All right, and this is my database. Fine. So database. Fine. So see, I want to run my database as well as your application. So this application, okay, this application will be communicating to my database. Okay, and we know very well whenever you are running any application in the Docker, okay, so it works inside that particular container. So we want to make a container in such a way so that these two applications should be running inside one boundary. Okay, that is the concept of your Docker Compose. All right, so you need not have to install Docker Compose; it comes automatically. So what I'm going to do right now, okay, we'll make one Spring Boot application. Okay, we'll make a Spring Boot application, okay, and then another is your database. Fine. All right, so we'll use two applications. One is Spring Boot application which is running, and another is database MySQL. So this will run in one container. All right, this will run in one container, and this will run in second container. Okay, but there should be communication between this to this and this to this. So that is possible because of your Docker Compose. So how do we do that? Okay, first I will explain you about the REST API. Okay, this is our Eclipse. Fine, you can see this. All right, so what I've done here, I have this entity, okay, product. Fine, and this is my model. Product get ID is basically a primary key, and this is my repository. Okay, and this is my service. Okay, I hope you all are aware of these things. If not, please go to my series of Spring Boot. You will get all the programs over there. Fine, this is my controller. All right. So I will show you 2-3 things, everything properly. Now I have auto wiring, line number 16. I am auto wiring your service, and whenever user will say get mapping product, okay, we want to display all the product, and whenever, okay, he will say post mapping, okay, we would like to add a new product to the database. Fine. So now we know very well. Okay, first of all, understand, okay, what all we require. So we require, okay, a Docker file. All right. Second thing, we require a Docker Compose file. All right. See, understand, you need an image. So for making an image, you require a Docker file. And from this Docker file, we will be utilizing Docker Compose file. All right. So now I'll explain you in detail. Okay, if you have any doubt, please write in the comment section. I will definitely revert on that. Okay, so this is my, which I discussed right now. This is my REST API. Now this is my, first of all, okay, this is my application.properties file. So first of all, understand what is this. Okay, right now I am not writing here, okay, localhost. Why? Because we will be utilizing, okay, the container name over here. Okay, this username you can give anything, password you can give anything, whatever you want. Okay, but you have to take care for this. Okay, this you have to write down the name of your container for the database. All right. Now I'll go to my Docker file. Okay, this is my Docker file. So line number 1, I am using OpenJDK17, and this Suresh.file, okay, has been generated over here. You can see here. Fine. So how Suresh.abject file is coming? Okay, you can see here. I have already discussed about that. Okay, you can see here. Fine. File name you can write down here. All right. Then, okay, this is our Docker file. Now we'll discuss in detail about the Docker Compose file. Fine, please understand how do we make a Docker Compose file. So there is services. Okay, inside this services, okay, we are having first service as MySQLDB. You can write down any name, whatever you want. Okay, I have written this example. Okay, now container name, you can write down any container name, whatever you want. It means your SQL will start with this container name. Image, okay, I have written MySQL. Okay, environment, okay, you can give any username, any password over here, but they should match with the password and the username which you mentioned over here. Okay, this should match. So I hope that is clear to you. Next thing, database name you can give anything, root password you can give anything. Now port. Now please understand, MySQL always works on port number 330. So this is the port for the container, and this is the port for your host operating system. Volume, okay, if you want to store something permanently, and Docker we use the concept of volume over here. Network. Now please understand, I'll clarify this, what is network. See, now this is one container, one second. Okay, this is one container and this is another container. This container is running a Spring Boot application and this container is running database. All right. So they would like to communicate to each other. So we require some network in between. Okay, so that the information can be flowed from the Spring Boot application to the database and vice versa. So for that purpose, okay, we have written here network. Network can be anything. So it means, okay, when the program will run, this application will communicate to this application through that particular network and vice versa. All right, fine. Then I'm going ahead now about Spring Boot. See, the first service is about MySQLDB and the second is about Spring Boot. So container name will be Spring1 build. So context dot, it means go to the root directory of our application and search for a file, Docker file, and this is your Docker file. Port, we want to export 8080. So this is your container port and this is host port. Now depends on, this is very important, please understand what it depends on. Okay, see, this is your service, MySQLDB. Okay, and your container is this. So now, okay, because your Spring Boot application is depends upon which your SQL. So I have mentioned over there. Environment, okay, please understand, again you have to write down here the name of your service over here. All right, and 3306, you can write down any name, but this name and this name should match. All right, again I'll come back to this. All right, then this username and the password should be same. Now the network should be same. Now what is restart on failure? It means something happened. Okay, so automatically the container will start. And network, I'm specifying Spring Boot MySQL net, but you can specify any network. So whenever you are specifying any network, the network name has to be same throughout the application. All right. So now how you will be running in practically. So what are you supposed to do? First of all, you come to the root directory. Okay, see here. Okay, come to the root directory. Okay, and write a command. Okay, docker compose up. Fine. I already written all these things so that the time will be less. Okay, so video will be in short time. So Docker Compose up. So when you say Docker Compose up, it will start reading your Docker Compose file. Based on the definition of the Docker Compose file, okay, everything will be done automatically. Okay, now if you want to see, okay, if you want to see, I'll go to my Docker. Okay, so this is image, MySQL image, and this image for your Spring Boot application. All right, now container. Now, if you see this container, okay, if I explore this, okay, there is MySQL and your Docker Compose running. So this is Spring 1 container and this is MySQL DB container. Spring 1 container name is coming from here, all right, which is specified over here. All right, 1 second. Spring 1 and this is MySQL container. Okay, 1 second. This MySQL DB. I hope that is very, very much clear. So once you start, or you can cross check over here also. Okay, the Docker should be up. You can say here Docker images. All right, so you can see here 2 images and you can say Docker. Okay, PS. You want to see all the process running. Okay, you can see it. Fine. So this is your MySQL container and this is your SQL container. I hope that is very, very much clear. Now let's do some practical. So I am testing here. Okay, you can go to this browser also. Okay, you can see here. Fine. So can you see this? See, product. So I have entered some record. Okay, so this is my postman. If I say get, so I am running this. Okay, now I want to insert a new record. Fine. So let us say right now I say book 4 and I say okay 420 and now I'll change this to post. Fine, and I try to run this. Okay, 200 success. Again I'll go here, get and 8080 product. Okay, you can see it. Fine, it has been inserted 420, which I just inserted right now. Okay, so now okay, this is my controller. All right, so product to display all the product, and please first understand REST API. Okay, I have already made the series for Spring Boot. You can go there and can see it from there, and this to add this thing. All right, fine. So Docker Compose is basically used for communicating between more than one container. I hope that is very, very much clear. Okay, please like this and subscribe it so that I get motivated and keep on making these beautiful videos to make you people understand. Thank you for watching it.